All right, we're going.
You want to go first?
Sure. Where should we start? Just how I got here? Yeah? All right. So I'm Quinten McCarver. I'm the office manager here. With that, I've been at the Utah Safety Council for about 2 years, and I've bounced around quite a bit. My entry position here would have been the program administrator, so I started that working a lot of front desk and computer lab, which then transitioned to taking over the MSHA refinery program for a little while, to which then I took over emergency care, and now I'm here. So I've bounced around a lot, right? So I've like to say I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, I think is the term, right? So I like to try and help out as much as I can around here in any way I can for any department. But to get here, I was born in Utah, North Salt Lake, Woods Cross. I grew up there until I was about 15, and then my mom moved to Layton, where I went to high school at Northridge to then come back and graduate from Woods Cross High with my buddies there. My first job ever was I worked at Wendy's for about 3 weeks. I learned fast food, and the food industry in general is not for me, and I don't envy the people who do it. So I always try to be as courteous to them as possible after, my 3-week tenure at Wendy's. From there, that was in high school when I had that job. I worked in a movie theater in high school as well. That's when my sneaker addiction started. If you don't know or haven't heard from me before, I have about 60 pairs of shoes right now and counting. I've been very good about not buying any recently. We'll see how that goes. I'm getting an itch. But that started then, so I needed a job, so I got a job at the Megaplex. And I worked there for, I think, about 6 months. Graduated high school, got a job in car sales. I did that for a little while and then moved over to foot insert sales and arch supports there. I did that for a little while until COVID. And then I was laid off for that. After that, my sneaker addiction was, at its peak. So I got a job at Nike, which severely, it didn't help. We'll go there. It didn't help. So it got worse. Basically half my paychecks were spent on sneakers for a little while. Yeah, there's a good deal on them, 30% discount. So, I can't, it could have been worse. It could have done more damage, but I didn't. From there, I moved on to customer service, working from home during COVID still. That drove me insane, working there for about 1.5 years, never leaving my house, it felt like. So I needed to change, and I started looking and stumbled upon this, and everything kind of just fell into place, and it's been great ever since. And that's kind of how I originated.
Very nice. I'm Brandon. I am the outreach and community education guy here. My role basically is to try to drive engagement with member companies, the community, people that don't know about us, try to spread the word, and find new ways that we can engage. So that's kind of my role here. I'm also an instructor. My history, I was born here in Utah. When I was young, about 8, we moved to Kentucky. I hated it. We stayed there for a few years. Kentucky was awful. We stayed there for a few years, went to Ohio. Ohio still kind of sucked. There's no mountains, and it's humid, and the sky is never blue. Anyway, so we lived in Ohio for a few years. Then we moved back to Utah. I finished high school here, graduated from Layton High. And then, working life, I've had all kinds of jobs. I've been a bread baker. I worked at a Movie Buffs, if anybody remembers what those were. I have framed houses. I'm a retired firefighter. So I've been all over the place. I worked at a racetrack managing a safety and security team. So I've had a wide variety of jobs over the years. But I like you, was looking for a job, found a job here, started as the emergency care manager. I was here for about a year. I got recruited by a company to be their safety guy. So I mistakenly left the safety council, and I was out working. I did safety for a couple of companies. I was with this company, wasn't really happy. Wasn't happy. The safety council reached out to me, said, hey, why don't you come back and be an instructor? And I said, hey, cool. So I'm back, and I'm here now.
Nice.
I'm happy to be back, supporting the mission. So, yeah. So my one question for you.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite pair of shoes? Like one above all else?
That I own or that I want to own?
Either.
Well, that's a hard question. Because for a while I wanted the original like Chicago Jordan 1s that Mike Jordan wore, of course, the 85s or whenever they came out. I think it was 85. So I always wanted those, but they recently re-released those, the Chicagos, and they call them the Lost and Found. So I got those. So that's probably one of my favorite pairs that I have right now. I would say. But if not that one, maybe Jordan 4. I like Jordan 4s a lot. And Jordan 3s as well. So it's a hard question because they're all different and they all feel different on my feet, and I have too many to decide. So that's the problem there. But
you're not even old enough to remember when those shoes first came out.
I wasn't born.
Yeah.
No.
There you go.
I wasn't around. As the youngest member of the Utah Safety Council, I wasn't around in 85, so I wasn't there for the release, but I wish I was because I would have loved to get some for cheap.
They weren't cheap.
No, they're definitely not now either. Let me read you my question here, though. So I want to know if you had to be haunted by a ghost of anyone.
This came from Joy.
No, this was on the... but they can only give you life advice. Who would you choose and why?
Haunted by a ghost that can only give me life advice.
Yes.
And it can be anyone?
Yeah.
Yoda.
Yoda?
No, Yoda. Who could be more sage than Yoda?
That's a good point.
I would live well listening to him.
You'd have to get used to that backwards talking, but you know.
Yeah. Listen well, I would.
Yeah.